Oh, hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope you all are having a great day. There's already quite a few here in the chat. Uh, Glenn is here, one of my mighty mods. So thank you for being here tonight. Pamela's here. Sheila's here. Let's see. Blessed Mama's here. Let me bring the chat down. Uh, Is Sheila, good evening. It's really good to see you. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. So, our chat tonight is a little bit different. First, for all of my new subscribers who came over from Southern Prepper One, thank you so much for subscribing. You all have just exploded my channel this afternoon. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So, I want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my kitchen. Uh, for those who are new, oh, welcome, Lori. Hi, Katie. So yes, for those who have never been here before, my channel does a lot of pantry cooking. I create meals using what I have. A lot of what I get comes from my local food pantry, so I kind of fly by the seat of my pants because I never know what I'm getting from the food pantry each week. So if you need meal inspiration ideas, ideas for using your preps, ideas from grocery hauls and food pantry hauls, this is the place you need to come to. 'Cause I help out with all of that stuff. So, hey, Salem, welcome. Hey, Uncle Al. Hey, Christopher. So, again, welcome to anyone who came over from the other channel. I'm just really grateful for each one of you. Hey, Marquis, I think I might have missed you coming in. Welcome. I'm glad to see you. Um, oh, thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate that. So yeah, sometimes I just kind of look to see what I feel like eating and pull that stuff out of my pantry and go with it. Hey, Sassy Gal Prepping's in the house. So uh and it looks like Lori is here. If I miss anyone, please let me know because the sometimes my eyes don't follow the chat that close. Oh, thank you so much, Christopher. Mm, yes, for those who have not seen the community post, Mr. Bubba, my fur baby guinea pig, crossed the rainbow bridge this afternoon. So I noticed a couple days ago when I filmed my last video that he just wasn't acting right. He went downhill pretty fast and he was gone this afternoon. So uh yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough day. I've tried to keep busy. Oh, thank you, Lori. Thank you, Sassy Gal. Um, thank you, USMC. So yeah, I've just kind of kept busy. I did spend today cooking the huge turkey that I got from the food pantry last week. I have that pulled and in the fridge, ready to be canned up tomorrow. But at least it is cooked because I got sick right after I got the turkey, so it's been thawing out in the refrigerator. I needed to get that cooked, so I did get that done today. I actually really like pressure canning my or pressure cooking my turkeys because I get bone broth done at the same time. So I just cover my turkey with some chicken or turkey broth, some butter, and some water. And I did add some salt to it, but that was it. And then I pressure cook it. I did this one for about an hour because y'all, this was a huge turkey. Oh my goodness, I could hardly get it in and out of the pressure canner when I cooked it. It was just so big. But I got that all cooked up. Hey, Scottish Urban Preppers in the house. Hi, David. Uh, Carlene, hello to you. Um, yeah, David, Mr. Bubba crossed over the Rainbow Bridge this afternoon, so he went downhill very quickly today. Well, between last night and today. So yes, we lost him this afternoon. So I spent most of the morning, those last few hours with him, and then I just kind of cleaned things up and got my turkey cooked and taken care of, and tried to keep busy today. Um yes, Katie, you absolutely can do that. Uh the This turkey was thawed because I've had it in the refrigerator, but if you need to cook it and it's frozen, you can just put it right in the pressure canner and start it cooking. Oh, thank you, Carlene. I appreciate that. Thank you, David. That really means a lot. So, hey, Rita, welcome. So, again, for those who are coming over from Southern Prepper One's channel, thank you so much again for being here. Y'all just have really blessed my channel and me today, so I thank each and every one of you. Um, so let's see. So yes, I got my turkey cooked. It's gonna get canned up tomorrow. So y'all, it's Canuary. So let me know in the comments what you guys are, if you guys can anything, what you're canning for the month. Um, Salem, there really isn't any safe testing done from Instant Pots. I can tell you that the new Instant Pot Max has a canning function on it, and that's actually how I started canning things, was with the Instant Pot Max, and I got it specifically for the canning feature. It works really well. It does have some drawbacks. It only does pint jars. It's not big enough to do quart jars, and it only does 4 jars at a time. So if you are just starting out and you want to learn and you've not really used a pressure canner before, that's actually a really good jumping off place. And they do also have electric pressure canners. Rose Red Homestead has some really good videos on using electric pressure canners. Uh, yes, Rita is my cousin, so welcome, Rita. I am glad to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Mm, I needed that coffee tonight. Let's see. Uh, oh, that is awesome, David. I really like my Instant Pot Max. Uh, when I just have a few jars of something to can, I will use my Instant Pot Max just because it's easier and I'm not lugging my big heavy canner around. So I do really like using my Instant Pot Max. Hi Megan, thank you so much. Um so yeah, Katie, Rose Red really likes her electric canner, and I think I've watched a couple other channels too that uses electric canners that really likes them a lot. My mind's drawing a blank. Um, Acre Homestead is one she uses an electric pressure canner, and she absolutely loves it. So, there are really good electric pressure canners. Just make sure that it does have a canning capability. It needs to say something in the instruction book about canning. Otherwise, just a pressure cooker is not really safe for canning. Several people have tried canning things from regular instant pots, and the jars all broke and didn't seal. So canners have tested instant pots out, and they just didn't work all that well. So just make sure that whatever you get says something in the manual about canning, and you should be okay. You're welcome, Salem. I'm glad to be able to help out with that. Um, yep, Megan, he does, and Alaska Prepper is actually going to be a special guest on January 17th's live show, so you absolutely do not want to miss this show. Bring your prepping questions with you. Bring your cooking and preserving questions with you. He does a lot with freeze drying. If you have freeze drying questions, that would be a great time to ask. Um, yes, Glenn, a lot of people really like that electric canner. Um, oh, awesome, Megan. Well, in case I forget, because hey, it could happen. Happy early birthday, and will make sure I if I don't say anything during that show, make sure to remind me, because my brain does not remember things all that well. In case y'all haven't picked up on that yet, my brain kind of scrolls and doesn't do what I would like it to all the time. So just remind us in the chat that night, and we will make sure to wish you a happy birthday. Ugh. Mm. Oh, coffee is good. Um, well, an electric canner, Uncle Al, 'cause or was it a regular instant pot? Because regular instant pots have had jars blow up inside them when people tried to can in them. You do still need a rack in your electric pressure canners, just the way you need a rack on the bottom of a regular pressure canner. The same goes for the electric ones. From what I understand, you do still need a rack in the bottom of it, just to keep the jars off of the top. Hey, lady preppers in the house, welcome. Uh, hey, Marty, it's good to see you. So, yeah, today's just kind of been a rough day. So I almost decided, had thought about changing tonight's live show, and then I thought, I think I needed to just go ahead and do the show anyway. So we'll muddle through it. Yep, yep. That's what I thought, Uncle Al. Yeah, yeah. You guys, don't use a regular instant pot for canning. It has to say somewhere in the book that it has a canning function on it. So the Instant Pot Max does have an actual canning function on it that Instant Pot has tested. Now the FDA hasn't tested it, but you can bet that Instant Pot tested it before they released something with that function on it. So take it for what it's worth. The so yeah, just make sure your book says that you can use your instant pot for canning. If it doesn't say that anywhere in it, don't do it. Um, Let me catch up on the chat here. Hey, Double D Homestead, welcome. It is good to see you. So, yeah, I will be canning my turkey tomorrow along with I should have enough bone broth to do at least a few jars of turkey bone broth. I need to do some more soups. When I was sick this last week, I ate through a lot of the soups I had canned up, y'all. I was so glad that I had so many different kinds of soup canned up because all I had to do was open a jar and heat it up and eat it. So I was so grateful 'cause I was just too sick to actually cook anything, but I knew I needed to eat something. So I had um a lot of different kinds of soup that I ate through. Lady Prepper, I'm doing better, but unfortunately Mr. Bubba crossed the Rainbow Bridge this afternoon, so he went downhill very, very quickly. I didn't even have time to call the vet to get him into the vet to get taken care of because he just went that fast. So yes, he did cross the Rainbow Bridge. I was afraid that was kind of where we were headed last night. He just was really acting weird, so I kind of realized that's what was gonna happen today. So um oh, thank you for doing that, Glenn. Yes, anyone that has a channel, if you can put Scottish Urban Preppers channel up to that, that would be really great. Uh, David has a very good channel. Y'all need to go check his channel out. There's a lot of very informative videos, and it's just very eye opening. A lot of thought and effort goes into what he does. So that um, make sure to check his channel out. Um, Yeah, Christopher, and he he was around 6 years old, and usually guinea pigs only last from 5 to 7 years. Some last a little bit longer, but most of them are 5 to 7 years. So I knew his time was short anyway. And I did give him a fighting chance. When I got him from the pet store, I went through a rough few weeks with him. I got him into a vet. Come to find out, the pet store that I got him from had not been taking care of him right. He was very malnourished, he was dehydrated, and I got him on antibiotics, and the vet gave me uh, some kind of stuff to mix in with his foods to so that he would gain some weight, and I did manage to save him, and he had several really good years. So he was very spoiled, so he didn't really want for anything, and I think I did pretty good by him. So thank you, Glenn, for doing that. Mm. So yeah, I am glad that I brought him home and was able to save him, and he he lived a really good life. He was a good friend. I actually got him not about a month or so after my mom passed away, because I was so lonely, and I realized that I was eating a lot of peanut butter sandwiches, and it just was not taking care of myself like I should. And I realized that I just needed a friend. So I went to the pet store. At that time, I had a betta fish, and I went into the pet store to get some food for the fish. And they were having a sale on guinea pigs. I had never even held one before, so I asked if I could hold one, and they grabbed Mr. Bubba, and he ran up my arm and kissed my ear, and I was like, "Well, I guess that means I'm taking him home." So I brought him home, and I I don't regret having brought him home. So I'm really glad I did. But yeah, they don't live forever, unfortunately, and I knew he was on borrowed time, so I'm glad he didn't suffer very long, and I'm glad that he was in my life for the years that I had him. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Katie. I really appreciate that. Stephanie, I am not sure right now. I've been out of work for a while, so I need to financially get back on my feet. And I just don't know what I want to do at this point. I was thinking about a kitten, but I know pet food is scarce right now in places and sometimes hard to get. So I may just hold off for a while and kind of I'll pray about it. If God wants me to have another pet, it will happen. So, and I'll know that I'm supposed to. So yeah, just I'll just kind of wait for a little bit and give myself some time and decide if I want another pet and what I want to do, and go from there. Oh, hi Ben, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um oh, you have a good night, Uncle Al. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Yes, Double D, he did. Southern Prepper One mentioned my channel today and put a link up for it. And the last time I checked, I was over 1,230 subscribers, which is almost 200 more subscribers than I had this morning. So I'm just really blown away by the channel growth today. So I really appreciate him a lot. Let's see. Yes, Salem. I don't know what I would do without you guys. So you guys make my heart sing. I really am so grateful for all of you. Let's see. Uh, Pamela, that sounds really good. Um, I actually could do the same thing using some of my cooked turkey. Um, Stephanie, I do have this group on a Facebook page. I'm not quite as active on it as I should be. I need to keep up more on that. I am getting quite a bit of a following on Pinterest. I post my videos on Twitter. I'm not sure how much good that's doing, but I do I am doing really well on Pinterest. I do have an Instagram account. I'm not active on there. I haven't spent much time on Instagram. I've tried a couple times to figure it out, and that it's a lot to try to figure out. I haven't gotten the hang of Instagram yet. Hey, who's your prepping nurses in the house? Hey, Sally. Uh, oh, thank you for that, David. Yeah, yeah, I'm think I'm just gonna wait and pray about what I'm supposed to do and let God direct what I'm supposed to do and what he wants me to have. So that's my plan is just give myself time and let God work. Let's see. Yeah, USMC. I've heard a lot of good things about the Nesco canner. I haven't used one. I'm actually thinking about reaching out to them to see if they could maybe send one for me to demo for you guys. I think that would be a great fit for my channel. Uh, let's see. So yeah, I'm working, gonna be canning my turkey up. I need to can up some more soups because I ate through a lot of them when I was sick. I ate all of my split pea and ham soups, so I need to do some more of those. I think I ate all of the vegetable soups that I had canned, so I need to do some more vegetable soup. So I'll be working on that this month. I'm not really spending a whole lot on proteins. I have a lot of turkey canned up. I canned a lot of chicken up over Thanksgiving when I got it on sale. I used a couple jars of my ground beef, but I haven't replaced that yet. But I think this month I'm gonna concentrate on canning the rest of my turkey up and then maybe doing some more soups. So that's my plan, I think, as far as canning goes, depending on what I get from the food pantry in a couple weeks. I'll see if I get anything from them that I can get canned up or not. Um, yes, Christopher, I was so grateful that I had those soups. That just really helped so much when I was sick because I but there was just no way I could stand and fix something to eat and then clean a mess up afterwards. So I was really grateful for those soups. Vegetable soup is really good when you're not feeling well. And the split pea soup I did really good with. So I think those two are the two main soups I'm gonna re can because I ate through those pretty quickly. I actually have ham in the freezer from Christmas, so really all I would need is a couple bags of split peas, so I could do several jars of soup for not very much money. Oh, Rita, I hope you feel better soon. I'm thinking it probably was the flu. I really didn't have any of the big C symptoms. It was more of an upset stomach, and I was tired and just didn't feel good. So it was some type of a stomach bug that I had, and it's actually possible that whatever I had Mr. Bubba got in it just took him down really fast. Cause guinea pigs do catch intestinal viruses very easy, so it is quite possible that he just caught whatever it was that I had. Um, yes, blessed mama, Instant Pot Max has a canning function on it and is safe to pressure can, but you do have to have some sort of a rack in the bottom of it. You can either buy a rack, or some people take spare rings and put on the bottom of the pot, and then put their jars on top of the ring, just so that the jars are not sitting directly on the bottom of the pot. Other than that, Instant Pot Max can be used as a pressure canner. So, but that's the only one I think that you can do that with, as far as I know. Um, yep. Yes, it does have its drawbacks. It's for just for small batch canning. You can only do 4 pint jars at a time. That's its biggest drawback when it comes to canning. Uh, it Yeah, it's only for pint jars. You cannot can quart jars in it. Quart jars do not fit. They're too tall for the pot. Other than that, it does a great job. I've not had any issues canning with my Instant Pot Max. It does everything that it's supposed to do. Um, Bless mama, it has to have a canning function on it. As long as it has that canning function on it, it should be okay to use. I've not had any issues using mine. Jars that I pressure canned with my Instant Pot Max back in July are still all sealed, so they've held their seal. A lot of sites are not going to promote any kind of electric pressure canner just because the FDA has not tested them. My opinion is just because the FDA has not tested them does not mean that the companies who created the electric pressure canners haven't tested them. I'm sure Instant Pot and Nesco has put their products through all kinds of testing before releasing it. So I'm fairly confident that as long as the new pot that has the canning function on it is okay to use. But that's just my opinion. Um yeah, so I think it depends. Electric canners are more for small batch canning. So if you don't have a large garden where you're doing tons of processing, it's probably a good way to start out pressure canning with an electric pressure canner. Uh, but I think as long as it has that canning function on it, you should be okay. Just check your book. Make sure that you do exactly as the book says. Make sure your jars are not directly on the bottom of your pot, and it should be okay. Um, yes, thank you, Katie. Rose Red Homestead is a great place if you're just getting into pressure canning. That is a good site to go to. She does a lot of testing of canners. She explains why we do things the way that we do them and what happens if you don't do things that way. So she's very methodical. She does do things that is not letter agency approved, but she does it safely. So I think that's the difference between letter agency approved canning and rebel canning. There's a big difference between being safe about what you do and what you can. So I've done a little bit of rebel canning, but I did it in a way that was safe. I followed the regular steps. I followed the correct times for my pint jars. I followed the correct pressure for my altitude. It was all done correctly. So I felt pretty safe with the things that I canned. Um yes, she does. Yeah, I just saw her do a video. I think it was last week where she actually tested the pressure inside the jar to make sure that it had gotten up to the right temperature, and it did. So, um, bless mama, it is so easy to do meat. Start out with doing ugly chicken. It's the easiest meat you can. Cut it into pieces, stick it in your jar, wipe your rim, put the lid on, put the ring on, put it in your canner. Make sure that your canner has the right amount of water in it. Put your lid on and then just pressure cook it according to your altitude for 75 minutes for pint jars. It's so easy to do chicken. I love doing my own canned chicken. I love doing my own canned turkey. Uh, I love having ground beef on my shelf. To do ground beef, all you have to do is cook it first until it's no longer pink and then put it in the jar and stick it and follow the rest of the steps and put it in your canner. Um, that was a great gadget that she used. That was awesome. Um, so yeah, bless mama. All you have to do is make sure that you follow the steps. As long as you follow the steps and your jars are sealed, you're gonna be good to go. So I went back the first time I canned chicken, I went back. It was about a month later and double checked my seals and made sure that my jars were all still sealed and there was nothing in the jars. Um, one thing you want to do when you can anything, when you open it, listen for the sound that the lid makes when you open it. It will make like a sucking and popping sound, and then smell your your jar. Make sure that it smells okay and that it looks the way that it's supposed to, and it will be safe. Just heat it up to the correct temperature, and and it will be fine. Yeah, I was really afraid the first couple times I canned anything, and I've come to learn what to listen for when I open a jar. If the lid doesn't feel right and it doesn't make that sound, then I just don't use that jar. I go on to a different jar, and I've not had any issues at all. So um I really encourage you to try it. And you can even do it with leftover cooked chicken. Put your cooked chicken in the jar and uh put your water or your broth in the jar and then seal it. And if you are still nervous about it, run your canner a few times. Just put water in it. No jars, no nothing. Just put your water in it. Run it through the complete cycle. So bring it up until you see the steam. Let it vent for 10 minutes. Put your gauge on it. Let the gauge come up to pressure until it starts to jiggle. Let it go for 75 minutes. Turn your stove off and let everything cool down. And during that time, just watch your temperature gauge. Make sure that it doesn't get below the correct pressure for your altitude. And so that way you don't have to worry about any food going bad. You can play with your stove dial and your pressure canner and learn where to set your stove, so that way before you ever put any food in your pressure canner, you know right where to put your stove dial. So that's my best advice. And then once you've done that a couple of times, put some water in your jars and put your jars in your canner. You can do it with or without lids. I actually really like having jars of sealed water sit on my shelf just for medical emergencies. If I have to clean a cut or a burn or anything, I have a jar of sterilized water on my shelf that I can pull off and use. So I do actually keep jars of sealed water on my shelf that have been in my pressure canner. But if you don't want to do that, just put your jars in there with water in your jars, water in your canner. Don't put the lids on the jars, just set the jars in your canner and run it, and do do that a few times before you put jars with food in it, so that way you're more comfortable with your canner before you start canning food. You know where to set your stove. You know what your canner sounds like. You know the noise. You'll know the noise that your jiggler or your weighted gauge makes. You'll be a lot more comfortable with it. So that's my best advice is to just run it a few times with just the water in it and learn your pressure canner. Work on learning the steps, and then you'll be ready to can food, and you can do it safely and not have to worry about it. So I hope that helps you out. Meats are so easy to do in the pressure canner. I actually this last week did a video dehydrating some of my meat. I may try that again. I would like to try dehydrating some ground beef. I've not done that yet. So I would like to try doing that. But my dehydrated beef turned out really well. I was quite happy with how that turned out. Um, yes, yeah, the first time you can pressure can your own meat is so terrifying. But man, let me tell you, after you do it that one time, you're gonna be pressure canning everything. So just jump in with both feet and do it. I would get a piece of paper and write down each one of the steps. So make like a little checklist and check each thing off as you do it. So that way you know that you followed each one of the steps correctly, and you're gonna be fine. Let's see. Catching up here on the in the chat. Um. Uh. Oh, good night, Stephanie. Thank you for stopping by. So, y- yeah, I'm really glad that I started pressure canning. So I was terrified the first few times that I did it. I actually had used a pressure cooker a lot. I grew up using pressure cookers. But I really hadn't canned anything before. My mom had canned things, but I really hadn't. So I was really nervous the first couple times I canned anything. And you might try starting out water bath canning. You might try doing some fruit or try some jams or jellies. Jelly can be a little tricky. I've only done jelly a couple of times. It doesn't always set right. There's just something about I think it's the Florida humidity that makes jelly a bit challenging. So I haven't really done a lot of water bath canning. I've found that pressure canning actually works a bit better for me. In fact, I pressure canned my cranberry sauce. I tried water bath canning it and none of the jars sealed, so I threw them in the pressure canner and they all sealed. So I don't have good luck with water bath canning, but I think a lot of it is the Florida humidity. Um, oh, you're welcome, bless mama. I hope you give it a try. Um, if if I can help you out any, let me know, and I'll see if I can come up with a downloadable checklist that you guys can print out. It really helped me out a lot. I wrote down each step and then just checked off the list as I went down the list, and I ended up walking right through what I was canning with no problem at all. So I watched a ton of videos. I think the first thing I ever canned was chicken, but I watched a ton of videos on it, wrote each step down, and then went and worked. Uh, so I worked through all of the steps and made sure I did everything correctly. Followed the directions for my electric canner and didn't have any problems. Um, let's see. Oh, yes, thank you, Christopher. If you guys could hit that thumbs up button, that really helps out a lot. So I think we're gonna go ahead and start closing this this live out. I just thank each and every one of you so much for being here and praying for me and all the well wishes. That just really means so much. Oh, hi, fake person. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. So, we're kind of getting ready to close things out. It's been a very rough, long day for me. So think I'm going to kind of kick back the rest of the evening. I do have to get my turkey broth in the refrigerator overnight, but I think that's about all I got left to do. Um, yeah, oh, thanks, fake person. I really appreciate that. Um, all right, let's see. Yeah, Katie, I think I want to learn how to make ghee so that the next time I find butter on sale, I can stock up because I don't think it's gonna be on sale again till maybe Easter. It might be on sale. But yeah, I look for there to not be very many good sales on butter right now. So I need to learn how to do the how to pressure can the butter. I think that's the main thing I want to learn how to pressure can. I have actually pressure canned jars of milk, which really helps me out a lot. I don't actually drink a lot of milk, and sometimes it's cheaper to buy a gallon of milk than it is to get a half gallon of milk. So sometimes when I find those really good sales on gallons of milk, I will can those. It's so easy to pressure can milk, and I've not had any trouble with it. Hey, Latangela. Um, oh, thank you, Lynn. I'm so happy you stopped by. So, yeah, really, canning is just a matter of following the steps, figuring out how much pressure you need for your altitude, and getting the time down for your pints or your quarts, and you're pretty much good to go. Uh, it's a little intimidating when you're first starting out, so you that's one of those things where you just have to jump in and do it. Um, so yeah, we're gonna I think go ahead and call it a night. We've been here over 45 minutes. I know everyone's busy and it's been a long day, so I'm just going to kind of get kind of relax the rest of the night. Yeah, Katie, that's my my concern is that I'm either not gonna cook it long enough or I'm gonna cook it too long. So I haven't done that yet. And butter is expensive to experiment on, so I just haven't done done that yet. Oh, thank you so much for that. Yes, the like button really does help out a lot. I appreciate that. Uh, all right. I hope everyone is having a great week so far. So, let me know in the comments after the live goes off what you would like to see me pressure can the for the month for Canuary, I will videotape doing my turkey. The turkey is already cooked, but I pretty much just put it in the canner with some turkey broth, some butter, and some salt, and that was it. And I pressure cooked it first for an hour because that was a huge turkey. So so yeah, will videotape getting my turkey canned. So I hope you all have a very blessed week. Thank you again for all the prayers and the well wishes that you just really have touched my heart. Thank you again to anyone new from Southern Prepper One's channel who's been listening. I just thank each and every one of you for subscribing. It just has really blessed my heart a lot. Don't forget about January 17th live show with Alaska Prepper. I am just super excited about that. It's going to be an amazing live stream, so I hope to see you all there. Hi, the Off Grid Mountain Homestead. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're just about ready to call it a night. Hello, SF. Thank you for stopping by. Um, we're just finishing up, so I hope you all have a great week. Stay safe, stay happy, and be blessed. And I will see you all on the next video. Bye.